Assalamu alaikum. 6 p.m. This is Radio Pakistan, the news read by Zahra Sikandar. First, the headlines. Prime Minister is in Russia to represent Pakistan at Shanghai Cooperation Organization Summit. Foreign Office says Indian testing of cruise missile has exposed New Delhi's duplicity regarding arms control regimes. Minister for Power has directed electricity distribution companies to clear all pending backlog of new connections within a month. Eid Mladenovic sallallahu alaihi wasallam will be celebrated with religious zeal and fervor across the country tomorrow. In occupied Kashmir, Indian troops in their fresh act of state terrorism martyred 5 youth in Budgam and support areas today. Russia has rejected a U.S. call to cut ties with North Korea. Lahore Whites have set a victory target of 128 runs for Lahore Blues in the final of National T20 Cup in Rawalpindi. And now the news in detail. Prime Minister Shahid Haqqan Abbasi has reached the Russian city of Sochi to attend Shanghai Cooperation Organization Summit. He was received by the Deputy Governor and other senior officials of Krasnodar-Krai region. The Prime Minister is attending the summit at the invitation of his Russian counterpart, Dmitry D.A. Medvedev. He would outline Pakistan's commitment to SCO's objectives, including fighting terrorism and extremism, and its sincere interest in regional peace, stability, and development. This is the first SCO heads of government meeting in which Pakistan is participating after assuming its full membership this year. On the sidelines of the summit, the Prime Minister would also hold important bilateral meetings with heads of delegations from other member countries. Pakistan says Indian testing of cruise missile is a threat to regional peace and stability. Speaking at a weekly news briefing in Islamabad today, Foreign Office spokesperson Dr. Muhammad Faisal said such moves also expose Indian duplicity, that it only pays a lip service to the arms control regimes.
The Indian occupation forces in Kupwara, Bandipur, Pulwama, Shopian, Kulgam, Islamabad and Kupwara districts continue to terrorize the innocent Kashmiri people inter alia by the use of illegal house searches at all times. Pakistan condemns and calls upon the world human rights defenders to stand up for Kashmiris in the Indian occupied Jammu and Kashmir.
He said Foreign Minister Mohammad Asif is in Azeri capital Baku to lead Pakistan's delegation at the 7th Ministerial Conference of Heart of Asia being held tomorrow. The spokesperson said Pakistan attaches importance to Heart of Asia process. Replying to questions, he said there has been increased interaction between Pakistan and the United States following announcement of new Afghanistan and South Asia strategy by President Trump. He said the two countries consider mutual engagement as beneficial, and that is why the U.S. Defense Secretary is coming to Pakistan. Pakistan and China have expressed commitment to further strengthen cooperation in border management field. The understanding came at the third round of border and boundary consultations held between the two countries in Beijing. Pakistani delegation was led by Director General, Ministry of Foreign Affairs, Aisha A. Ehsan, while the Chinese side was led by Deputy Director General of the Department of Boundary and Ocean Affairs, Ms. Wang Wanli. Reaffirming the all-weather strategic cooperative partnership, both sides expressed their satisfaction at the in-depth exchange of views and agreements on various issues pertaining to border and boundary subjects between the two countries. Minister for Power Sardar Arif Alvi has directed the electricity distribution companies to clear all pending backlog of new electricity connections within 1 month. During a meeting in Islamabad today, he took strong exception to 400,000 pending new connection applications in all discos and directed to take immediate measure for provision of meters to the consumers. The minister also directed that in high losses areas, the load shedding will be carried out as per fixed schedule, proportionate to the percentage of losses. He directed to establish a hotline to monitor the schedule of load shedding for the high losses areas. Supreme Court today acquitted 3 accused held in the case regarding the attack on former President Pervez Bush. The case was heard by Justice Asif Said Khosa and Justice Dost Muhammad in Islamabad. The accused, including Intihab Abbasi, Zafar Ali, and Muhammad Kabir, were earlier sentenced to death by the trial court, but the High Court had converted their punishment to life imprisonment. They were also accused of having links with Tehreek-e-Taliban, Pakistan. Shafkat Jalil, the Information Group Officer of Grade 21, has been appointed the Additional Secretary, Ministry of Information and Broadcasting. This is Radio Pakistan. Eid Mladenovic sallallahu alaihi wasallam will be celebrated with religious zeal and fervor across the country tomorrow. The day will dawn with 31-gun salute in the federal capital and 21-gun salute in all the provincial capitals to pay homage to the last prophet, sallallahu alaihi wasallam. There will be a public holiday tomorrow. Special conferences, events, and mehfil-e-naat have been arranged to pay respect to the last messenger, whose whole life and teachings are a beacon of light for the whole mankind. Ministry of Religious Affairs has organized a national Seerat conference on Saturday in Islamabad in connection with Eid Mladenovic. President Mamnoon Hussain would be the chief guest at the Mooch, which would be attended by a number of delegates from home and abroad. AJK President Sardar Muhammad Masood Khan says China-Pakistan Economic Corridor has paved the way for the economic revolution in Azad Kashmir. He was addressing a maritime awareness seminar organized by Pakistan Maritime Academy in Muzaffarabad today. The president said that CPAC is playing a significant role in the upgradation of existing infrastructure and development of the state. He said all districts of the state are being linked with each other through Mansehra to Mangla Expressway under this mega project. In occupied Kashmir, Indian troops in their fresh acts of state terrorism martyred 5 youth and injured several others in Budgam and Sopore areas today. Bodies of 4 youth were recovered from the debris of residential house destroyed by the troops during a siege and search operation in Pakhairpura area of Budgam. The troops martyred another youth during a crackdown operation in Sopore town. Earlier, an Indian soldier was injured in an attack in the same area. The puppet authorities snapped mobile internet services in Budgam and Pulwama districts to prevent protests against the killings. Russia has rejected a U.S. call to cut ties with North Korea. Foreign Minister Sergei Lavrov, talking to newsmen in Belarusian capital Minsk today, said the pressure of sanctions has been exhausted. He called the latest missile test a provocation action and appealed for calm on all sides. Bangladesh President Abdul Hamid has accused Myanmar's military of committing ruthless atrocities against Rohingya Muslims. He was talking to Pope Francis in Dhaka today. The president said thousands of Rohingya men, women, and children had been brutally killed, their homes burned to ashes, and thousands of women raped. He demanded international help in returning Rohingya refugees safely to their homes and integrating them into social, economic, and political life of Myanmar. Amnesty International says the Syrian government has used internationally banned cluster munitions in the attacks on the besieged rebel-held suburbs of Damascus. The Amnesty in a statement said today that at least 10 civilians died because of the government's use of banned Soviet-made cluster munitions. Lebanese Prime Minister Saad Hariri says he is optimistic that a way to end the political paralysis gripping Lebanon following his resignation is being worked out. In an interview and a tweet message, he said matters are moving positively and predicted that he may formally rescind his resignation next week. Cricket. In the final of the National T20 Cup against Lahore Whites, Lahore Blues were 42 for no loss in 5 overs a short while ago. Batting first, Lahore Whites scored 127 for 5 in allotted 20 overs. Salman Butt remained unbeaten with 62 runs. For Lahore Blues, Atif Jabbar captured 2 wickets, while Azaz Jima, Khalid Usman, and Aha Salman took 1 wicket each. And finally, the weather. Mainly cold and dry weather is expected in most parts of the country during the next 12 hours. However, shallow foggy conditions are likely over plain few areas of Punjab and Upper Sindh during morning hours. And with this, we come to the end of the news. For more news and analyses, visit our website radio.gov.pk.